Bogus.
Bogus. What,
All
what do you
right,
got,
so
Keith?
now we're down to David, but we're gonna go through anyways. So I picked toys this week, and I picked Micro Machines
Ooh,
or
okay.
Hot Wheels. Which one are you keeping? Which one are you getting rid of? But think about it as a kid. You're in
Right.
the store, you can buy Micro Machines or you can buy Hot Wheels. Which ones are you buying and taking home because they're rad, and which ones are you leaving at the store because they're bogus?
I feel like growing up, I saw the Hot Wheels and everything in the store, but I want to say I never got a ton of them. I had gotten a hand me down, a bunch from my cousins, whether they were because there was Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars, very similar,
Yeah,
like
very
interchangeable.
similar. Yeah,
And I have a bunch of those. And I guess I was just never into where the Hot Wheels and I think Matchbox cars are more of real life cars shrunken down. I'm
yeah,
looking at that like, oh, okay, I want to get a
yeah.
Mustang or a Beetle or whatever the heck it is. Whereas Micro Machines just seemed, I don't know, so much cooler being so much smaller. And even having like the monster trucks, but they're like mini monster
Right?
trucks
Like
essentially.
this little monster truck here with its little monster
Right.
cars, and the man is back. Was it Teen Wolf? Was it did we
It
get
was
3 for
Teen
3?
yes, it's Teen Wolf.
Yes. Long distance high five, Russ.
It was
Boom.
it was Scott Calvin.
We're
No, Scott
discussing
Calvin, wait, Scott Calvin is no, I'm thinking of,
I don't
Calvin
know who
Michael
that
Klein.
J.
It was
is.
Fox,
Calvin
right?
Klein,
Calvin
right?
Klein.
From Back to the Future.
Right name
Scott
in his
Calvin was the
underwear.
name of, Santa Claus in, The Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Oh, odd.
We got 3 for
So,
3 on that, eh?
yeah, that's where my head's at, guys, right now. So, I heard you
All
guys
right.
talk about monster trucks.
So Micro
So
Machines. Oh, go ahead, Keith.
Micro Machines or Hot Wheels, and look at it as you're a kid, you're in the store, and you're either picking Micro Machines or you're picking Hot Wheels to take home. One's rad, you're keeping it. One's bogus, you're leaving it at the store. David?
Um, well, I would have to say Micro Machines.
Yeah, yeah. I think I might
The
be
o
That's what
with
you're going with too,
David.
Russ?
Yeah,
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 Micro
I
Machines.
figured you were
the
right
only thing
there.
that
You
would
have these
steer
much.
me towards, Hot Wheels is
Okay.
if they were the color changers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'd forgot about those. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah, and they still make those.
Well, obviously, I've got a small handful of Micro Machines right here, so I'm going Micro Machines because, like you were saying, Russ, they
Oh,
just
nice.
felt like the cool kid toys, and Hot Wheels, I
Mm,
just felt like were, I don't know, just your typical toy cars.
Well, also too with there was so much more with Micro Machines. I mean, this could be a whole topic in itself, but briefly to
mhm.
touch
Sure
on
could.
it, where Hot Wheels and Matchbox were just the cars, and you got the tracks, right? Put them on the tracks. With Micro Machines, you got the cities that you can interconnect. You got carrying cases. There was airplanes and army ones. There was just more of a world building with Micro Machines, essentially, for
Right?
Yeah.
you to collect for
Like
whether which ones you like.
down to like there's a trailer and there's a tractor trailer truck that you can hook together
Mhm,
and haul it around, and then this truck is interchangeable with the other one. Like you said,
mhm.
they had planes
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything, right? They had
I
boats.
actually I actually have the carrying case that you can keep them all in. It looks like a
Yep.
pickup truck. And then
Oh, okay.
I also have a Micro Machines, uh, it's like, I don't know what you call it, like an 18-wheeler that you can actually, like, load the Micro Machines on, and then they could
Yeah.
drive around with, like, the cars on the trailer.
Okay.
Well, sounds
Yeah.
like we might have a
We had some cool
future
sets.
vintage toy box.
Sounds good.
All right. What do you got, Dave, for Rad or Bogus?
I, this week, am doing movies, and I am going to make it extremely difficult for you guys. Are you ready?
Okay.
We are choosing they are 80s movies, 80s, I would say, like, I don't know what you would call them, but, like, you always had those movies with, like, the group of kids that were always fun.
Okay.
Um, Monster Squad
Ooh. Okay.
versus the Goonies.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good mashup right there.
Yeah. Keith, you seem decisive?
Yeah, I'm going Goonies. I think I might have seen Monster Squad once,
Okay,
Okay.
but I watch Goonies, like, once a year. So, I'm going with
okay,
Goonies.
okay,
Those are my type kids. Those are the kids I would have been hanging out with when I was a kid.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Pro
Probably.
Goonies.
Nice. What about you, Russ?
This is definitely a tough one. I would say Monster Squad is my favorite Halloween movie,
Yeah.
and I try to expose more people to it. My wife had never seen it, so of course I got a copy of it. We had to watch it. It's got a lot of great quotes, very similar to
Mm,
Goonies. Like you said, it's got the group of kids where they're in a club instead of going treasure hunting. Right? You got monsters. You're fighting some monsters. All the classic Universal monsters on there. It's definitely tough. I feel like Goonies obviously was more mainstream, and Monster
mhm.
Squad didn't get big till after to get that cult following,
Right,
essentially.
right.
I feel like I gotta give it to Monster Squad just because Goonies gets so much love from everyone else,
Mhm.
where it was a great movie. Wolfman's got nards, classic,
Yeah,
classic
yeah,
quote.
yeah,
Great for Halloween time. Um, and it still encapsulates that 80s, like, so cool. I don't know,
yeah.
I really enjoy it. I do love the Goonies, but I feel like everyone's gonna say the Goonies, so I gotta go Monster Squad.
I'll admit, I'm not surprised that you picked Monster Squad because I know every single year we always have a conversation about Monster Squad and then I remember a few years back you were over for Halloween or something and we just oh no, it was a pay-per-view, a WWE pay-per-view and like literally after the pay-per-view we're like, "Hey, let's watch Monster Squad." So we watched Monster Squad. So that one does not surprise me that you picked that. For me, I'm going Goonies. It is a difficult choice. So it it was not easy, but Goonies, I feel like I can go back to the Goonies
Mm,
anytime,
yeah,
and
yeah,
there's so many quotes from that
right,
movie, from Data and Chunk and
yeah.
Mikey and Bran, and, like, I feel like I just not only have more nostalgia for it, but I just feel like it's just I don't know, there's more depth to all the characters and everything like that, so I'm gonna choose Goonies.
That was definitely a booty trap for sure. Absolutely.
Said I'm
Looks
doing
like you can watch the Monster Squad on Google Play Movies and
Okay.
TV. You can watch it on Apple TV, and you can watch it on Amazon Prime Video, but you're gonna
Interesting.
be paying money for them. So they are on streaming
Oof.
services. You wanna
Mhm.
check out Monster
I
Squad.
mean, at that point, I'd say just purchase a DVD or Blu-ray just so you own it and you can check it out yearly.
S Mhm. And I have them on VHS, which sometimes I'll pop into the CRT, and then I have the Steelbook for Goonies, and I think I have a Blu-ray. Yes, I have a Blu-ray for Monster Squad.
I will say, to jump in, Goonies definitely had more, like, promotional stuff, right? They had a
Mm,
Famicom game, and they had an NES game, Goonies 2. Music videos with Cyndi
the
Lauper,
video,
like,
yep,
the wrestlers in the music video, like,
Mhm.
just so much more pushing at it. Dude, we never
yep,
got a Monster Squad game.
No.
That would have been easy to make. You got all the,
Yeah.
Universal monsters in there and just make it like a platformer beat 'em up or something. That definitely would have helped probably push it in the '80s. Be like, "Oh, Monster Squad, like, what is this?" Like, kids love monsters. Like,
Yeah.
just hearing the name rather than Goonies, you're like, "What's a Goonie?" Like, if you didn't know.
Right.
Monster Squad, "Oh, I know monsters." And like, "Squad, okay, group of kids or something."
Yeah.
Who knows?
And I'm
Yeah.
sorry that I was away for a moment. Did you already go, Russ?
No, no, I did not. So,
no,
Okay,
I'm
good.
bringing them in now.
I chose games for my rad or bogus, and I wanted to pit up two PlayStation games against each other that were pretty big icons in there. And I don't know how much you guys played either or. Could be an easy, clean cut, but I was going to go with Crash Bandicoot versus Spyro the Dragon. I know both of
Mm.
those also had remasters on the newer
Mhm.
gen systems and kind of brought them back and get your hot take on those.
Well, I this one's easy for me. I'm gonna go with Crash Bandicoot. I don't know. I didn't play them when they first came out. I played them on the remastered versions on the Switch, and they were fun. Like platforming, kind of fast. Um, yeah, I just don't. I mean, Spyro was fine too, but I would go with Crash Bandicoot for sure.
Nice. Keith,
So
Keith, did you ever? I know you're more a
I
retro guy.
did.
Did you play these?
I played both of these. Now I
Oh, great.
bought these from a pawn shop when I was in my teen years, like high school age, right? So I'm gonna base it off of that because that's the only time I've played them. I owned them
Okay.
then. One time I played them, I played them both, and I'm gonna go with Crash Bandicoot just because I remember it being and feeling air quotes here cool. And Spyro, I remember playing and enjoying, but I didn't have that "this is cool" feel to it.
Okay.
So that's the reason I'm going by it is based off that nostalgic memory of playing it and how I felt when I played.
I
Okay.
think it's also because Crash Bandicoot, like he was kind of one of the mascots eventually, right, for
It
PlayStation.
was.
Yeah,
When
like he
there's a
definitely was a main
really
one.
good commercial
Yes.
and they pull up and he gets out and
Hmm.
it's like the
Yeah,
beat up
yeah,
truck and he's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
"Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
hey, buddy boy, what's going on?" It's
Yeah, yeah.
hilarious, and it's one
He
of the
goes to
places
Sega
where
or something, right? And
I think it was the
it goes
Nintendo.
to
Nintendo.
Nintendo's
Yeah.
Nintendo.
headquarters,
Yeah,
yeah, it's hilarious. If you haven't seen
yeah.
that, look it up, it's you'll laugh
Very
for
good.
sure,
Yeah.
Yeah.
trust.
What
I
about you,
mean,
Russ?
yeah, I think it's clear cut with Crash. I grew up playing that one, the second one, and I honestly never owned a Spyro game. My wife loves Spyro though. She said she loves it. So I'm curious maybe to get the remasters and maybe I'll do a live stream with her playing on that. She said she enjoyed those growing up, but both mascots for PlayStation, but I feel like with Crash, maybe it was just more straightforward because a lot of the levels were very linear. And you're collecting the crates and all this stuff here with Spyro. I think it was more like Mario 64-ish where you're going around a level, open world-ish. Not really open world, but a larger level. So I don't know. I just like that straightforward gameplay a lot more
Hmm.
than that. And again, probably more promotion for Crash to
Yeah.
pushing you to that. So if Spyro never came out, I wouldn't be disappointed.
Good one.
Nice.
No.